Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Andy here. Thanks for taking me along. I do appreciate it as always. Check it out, guys. Finally got my switch ballast and mills plated. Isn't that cool? Check it out. Yes, it was not fun. Well, okay, it wasn't that bad, but it was kind of frustrating doing it the very first time because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I was having parts falling off and not having the switch situated right on the base plate, and it was just the second time around went pretty well. So because I had taken it apart and started over, but yeah, it's looking good. This whole corner into the switch, all the way down there, all ballasted, all mills plated, good to go. Excuse my mess, guys. I've been doing a lot of building and I've got a lot of parts out because that switch was very part intensive as well. Next thing I want you guys to check out is this. What do you think of my bike lane? Should it be 4 studs wide like this, or should it be only 2 studs wide and run the 2x4s the other way instead of this way? What do you guys think about that? I was debating. I was like, well, most people only do 2 studs, but I don't know. I don't think it looks too bad with 4. And then I got my little barriers right there. Basically what I did was 3 cylinders and then a transparent 1x stud in transparent blue, light blue, and then a gray stud on top. Makes it look like there's a light there, like a little light. Yeah, one of those solar lights or whatever that they have by the bike path sometimes. So yeah, what do you think? So this road plate, matching up with that road plate right there. I'm going to build my railroad crossing next, but here's the problem with it. You see right here where that seam is between base plates? Yeah. And then there's another one over here because they're 32 plates. Well, those do not line up. In other words, the road is not centered in between the seams because we got the seam right here, which is right on the edge of the road. Ordinarily, I'd just be able to pick up this base plate. If it was centered on the road, I could just pick up this 32 base plate, because that's the whole point of mills plates, that, modular is right in the name, modular integrated landscaping system. And so I'd be able to take that base plate up and put the crossing on it and then put it back in. But since these don't match up, I can't do that. I'm going to have to build a crossing across those 2 plates right there as it sits. And the reason that happened was because when I replaced all these, the 32 plates, my road plates are still 48 plates. And the fact that there is a half base plate right down here, well, to make it come out right, when I replaced the plates, I ended up with 30, or not 30, but I think it was 16 and a half 32 plates to match up with the existing 48s I had on there. So either way, I had to put a half plate in there to make it come out right. It basically bumps these up a half a plate. But even if that half plate wasn't in there, I'm not sure that this would line up. Well, it probably would line up. It would be even with this point right here. You'd have a seam right there, but the next seam would be still like somewhere here in the middle because it's a 32 plate and that's a 48 plate. So I don't think there's any way I could have done it to get those to match up, except for making all those 32 plates as well. So what do you guys think? Should I just build it onto the 2 plates as it sits, or should I take the time to change out all my road plates to 32 plates instead of 48? I mean, honestly, I think that would take more time and more effort than changing out the tracks plates. But it can be done. I mean, I'm willing to do it if I have to, but I don't know. I might just build the crossing right there on top of the 2 plates. I don't think it would be that hard to remove it if it needed to be removed. Yeah, so that's kind of the dilemma I'm running into right now with that not being centered. I mean, it seems like it's always something, right? Oh, that's all right though. It's all part of the building. It's all part of the process. Building the Lego cities. Now, if I did switch out my road plates back to 32 plates, that would also change the dynamic here in on the road plates in the center of the, I mean, we could still have them in the center of the platform, but we would gain an extra 8 studs on either side. So we have 40 studs on this side and we'd have 40 studs on this side. So I'm not sure what I would put in that place. I mean, because you'd have these extra 7 studs on the side of the road. Well, no, I guess you wouldn't have. Well, no, you wouldn't have those because those would be eliminated when you put the 32 plate in. But you'd still have 8 studs. It would be 8 studs thinner in the middle, so you'd still gain 8 studs, but you'd lose those 7 studs. Anyway, so yeah, what do you think about that? Do you think I could fill 40 studs with buildings and trees and whatnot? Do you think that would be okay? Maybe have some green space in front of the buildings, between the sidewalk and the buildings. I'm sure I could come up with something, but just the daunting task of changing out. I mean, because I already had several of them built on 32 plates and I changed them to 48 plates. You know what? In hindsight, I think I would have just never bought any 48 plates whatsoever and done the whole city in 32s. I think that would have made more sense. I don't know why. I wanted to do the whole city in 48s, but it just didn't work out that way. And now trying to do a mishmash of both of them is doesn't seem to be working out either. So I'm kind of thinking I wasted all my money. I wasted all the money I used on those 48 plates and should have just bought all 32s. But I don't know. So things are coming along. I'm just running into a little snag here with that, and got my bike lane, like I said, set up. Looking for feedback if you guys like it that way. Should I continue that way, or should I turn it to 2 studs? So put your comments in the comment section below on that, and then also tell me what you think I should do with the railroad crossing. Okay, guys, I think that's about all I've got for you today. If you've got any other suggestions, comments, complaints, whatever it happens to be, you know where to put them at. And once again, I thank you for taking me along. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video. See you guys.